The Saints coaching search has started, and I have all the details live from Amazon. The jungle, not the website. Thomas, hit that intro.
What?
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour Podcast. Yeah, we're that podcast that wins awards.
Go.
Oh my God.
He looks like Ash from the end of Alien.
Usually, Dave, I can just open my throat and it's down.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour Podcast. As always, we are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by Dave Andrews. Hi, everybody in the chat. We got a bunch of people tonight. Jerry and Who Dat Golfer and Fredo and Jason Champagne, your boy Alan, just a ton, too many people to mention. Thanks, guys, for joining us on tonight's show.
That intro was crazy, by the way. That leaked out of your mouth. That was weird.
Yeah, listen, I'm surrounded. I'm literally in the jungle. I don't want to mess up the camera because it'll freak out Thomas, but if I could do the camera and I could pan, I'm literally surrounded by the tropical plants that my wife has had to bring in. Because of the cold. Because of the cold.
The freeze.
Yeah, the freeze.
PPP, pets, plants, and people.
Yeah.
Bring them in. Bring them in.
That is f***ing stupid.
Ralph, tonight,
Wake up.
let Max sleep inside tonight. How about that?
No, he was bad
sleep
today.
inside.
He's bad today. He can stay outside. Maybe I'll bring him a warmer, some cocoa.
No jungle for Max.
So on tonight's show, we got all your coaching news. We have questions the Saints must ask potential candidates. Besides hiring a good coach, what's the one thing the Saints must do this offseason? The biggest surprise of 2024, good or bad? The final hotline of the 2024 season. Mailbag, and we're going to recap the game's winners, champion. Andrew will just gloat. It's going to be disgusting.
Well, you never know.
As always.
No, I might have made a run. I got the exact score.
Yeah.
I got
He
the exact
did.
score correct.
No, you didn't. You got one score correct. You didn't get the.
I know, but that's good. That's as good as anybody's ever done. So I made a little run for
Hey,
it.
2 weeks in a row, man. 2 weeks in a row, man.
So-
Yeah, so there might be, you know what, Thomas might be feeling generous.
That's true.
And I might have activated.
I might have fucked you over, Andrew. You never know, man.
I might have activated the 2 straight week bonus.
Yeah.
I would have been more afraid if it was anyone but Dave.
That's true.
So, as always, if we reach $100 in donation, I'll drink something horrible the patrons have sent me. This week, we got Old Smoky Tennessee Habanero mango whiskey. This is a pint that's Who Dat Golfer sent me. I'm not going to drink the whole pint, but I've poured it out into a boot. That's the way we're going to go. And I have 99 proof banana, which is
Deception!
I'm sure it's gross. By the way,
entered the offsetting of the hoodie. How
Speaking-
cute you all coordinated.
Speaking of Who Dat Golfer, $20 interception.
thank you.
Hey, Who Dat
You
Golfer.
idiot.
I know. You'd think I'd know it by now, but
Yeah,
I was
you
going
know it's coming, and you blow right through it.
I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Who Dat Golfer. You're the best. What I was going to say is click the link in the description and donate via Stream Elements, because Amazon is like the mob mixed with the government, mixed with a shakedown artist. They take 30%. So if you use Stream Elements, it's a way to help support the podcast more. Just use the link that Thomas sent. So listen, coach and search news. Thomas, we got the graphic. The Saints have kind of, I don't know, like they kind of like have their group of candidates. They're not doing the Jets thing or the Bears thing where like anybody with a pulse, they're just like, you want to interview? You played Madden in 2024? Let's interview for the Jets job. The Saints aren't doing that. Their list of candidates is kind of, it might grow bigger, but it's kind of tight right now, right? They got Aaron Glenn, Joe Brady, Mike Kafka from the Giants,
Kellen Moore.
Kafka?
Anthony Weaver.
Darren Rizzi. Yeah, and that's your
Dennis Allen.
Now, let me ask you a question. Underhill tweeted the picture of Gruden with Foster and and Carr before the game, and we know Gruden's close with the organization. I mean, maybe he's not officially.
This picture?
Yeah, there it is,
that
right
one.
there. Maybe he's not, and Hayner. I don't want to leave out Pretty Boy looking pretty over there on the end. But I mean, maybe he's not officially interviewing for the job, but is he in the running?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I tweeted out that picture. I tweeted out that picture, and I said to people, name this boy band. Wrong answers only, and the answers were amazing. They had in suck, wrong direction,
Wrong direction.
third and racist. I mean, they had some good ones. Thomas, you could scroll through those answers. I mean, we came through flying colors. I'm surprised that didn't go like super viral. It was only entertaining for us. But listen, Gruden isn't on the list yet, and why do I want to say Charles Nagy? But Matt Nagy, also Andrew, he's on the list for the Jets, but he wasn't on the list for the Saints.
Did we mention Peyton?
Interception!
Sorry, Brady, Joe Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, run amok! $20 interception with no donation message. Thanks, man.
Come on, run amok.
We're
I love
almost
that.
halfway
Those
there.
are my favorite ones. The ones where you just
we
give us the
mentioned-
money and you shut the
Run
hell up.
amok, the MVP Rattler winner from previous season. Damn.
We mentioned Joe Brady. Here's the thing with Joe Brady and Weaver, Andrew. They have not been coordinators for a long time. So do they make you more nervous than like Aaron Glenn or Kellen Moore?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I want a guy that's been around, that's qualified, that's seen some things, that has some skins on the wall. At the same time, like when Shanahan was first starting or McVay, like they really didn't. And I remember Dave talking about like he had a look and a profile that he really wanted as a coach. I think he said that on the last show.
None of those guys are on that list. By the way,
I don't think any of these guys meet your profile.
No.
No. But
where's Ben Johnson? Where is he?
I mean, I will say, I think I've said this before on the show, but I just find it annoying that fans are like, no, or that like fans have this idea in their head that one guy, their guy is the right guy, and everyone else they hate and is going to be a disaster. Yeah. Like none of us are sitting. So like, look, the list looks fine. Like it looks like a list of viable candidates. And I think there's probably a couple guys on this list that would kill it at this job. And there's probably a couple that are traps and that would blow it. And I don't know which is which. I'm just being honest. And I'm not sitting in a room for 8 hours interviewing these guys. I don't get to ask them whatever I want. And so to pretend like we know better than Mickey Loomis, who is in a room for 8 hours with these guys asking all the questions you want, like it's preposterous.
Yeah.
Like I feel like evaluating a quarterback in the draft, I think fans are better placed to say, I watch tape and this is my opinion on this guy and this is how it's going to translate. Like to me, that is more believable and viable for a fan to say that they're educated on something than to say, I think this coach is better than this coach.
Do you think?
Okay, wait.
Interception!
Wait.
I thought Dave threw up on himself, but it's just a gross Tulane hoodie.
Breaking news! Live!
Oh,
wait.
All right. Take a pint,
Thomas.
Take a pint to the face, Ralph.
Thomas, put the Ralph, you get ready. Thomas, put the tweet up of all the list of coaches that they're interviewing, and then after Ralph does his shot, I want to count to 3, and then each of us is going to say who we want to be the head coach out of that list at the same time.
Okay, I will say,
Ralph,
I think Kellen Moore and Joe Brady are like the unattractive versions, or like the of what Dave wants. Like it's close. It's the young offensive coordinator. They're like the B-, right, to the A, but that's like in the ballpark.
no.
He just needs to grow out the 5 o'clock shadow a little bit more.
Brady, maybe. I'm going to do the shot.
Dye his hair black,
That's pretty strong. All right.
Puke
here we
me
go.
as on, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Woo! that habanero hits. Woo!
Ooh,
I think if I had to, I couldn't drink it because it's a pint, but like this would kill somebody. Like, whoo, that is. Hey, Sally, I need assistance.
What's your number?
It's a 9. Like,
Ooh,
what's the
new
like?
9?
We were talking about the meat sweats that Mike McCarthy has because he's a fatty. Well, on the behind the scenes, like, what's the for alcohol that makes you sweat? It's not the meat sweats. What do you call it?
the
Potato
alcohol.
sweats.
Yeah, the booze.
Alcohol sweats, like the pepper sweats. Whew, I got the pepper sweats.
Not all alcohol is flavored with pepper.
I have bad news for you, Ralph. Based on how that went, you will not be doing the banana shot tonight. Your next shot will be another pour from the pint.
Oh,
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Keep rolling.
I like
with
that. Yeah.
Keep donating.
Yeah, we're gonna
keep going with the habanero, baby.
Yeah,
Guys,
double down. Let's double down.
before
All right,
Oppenheimer, sorry, Dave. Before Oppenheimer donated, also thanks to Sean Lanier for $5 tip with donation message. Down the rabbit hole we go, and to Be Gray for $10 tip without donation message.
all right. So,
Nice.
All right, come on, let's-
Dave, you said you're gonna count to 3, and we're gonna say who we want.
Yeah, at the same time, we're all going to say who we want on that list. It has to be from that list.
Okay, all right.
Can I,
Put that list
pull the
up.
list back up again. I gotta look.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me. Okay, I got my guy.
All right,
All right, ready?
count it down.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Joe Brady.
Vrabel.
Andrew didn't say anything. What the hell?
I said Vrabel.
I was Vrabel.
Yeah, no, me.
I can't believe that came out of my mouth.
Shut up. Me and Andrew said Vrabel, and Ralph says Brady. Do you really believe that, Ralph? You really want Brady out of this list?
I love 2019 LSU so much, Dave. I can't. Like my
Remember
brain.
what happened in Carolina after that?
My brain says it's a bad idea, but my heart says maybe it could be amazing.
Don't you remember
All
what
right.
happened in Carolina right after that, Ralph?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I mean,
And then he's been in Buffalo as the quarterback's coach, and like he got handed the offensive coordinator job last year, and like, yeah, of course they look good. Like, anyone could coach that offense.
if he cooks Sean Payton in a playoff game this weekend, would you change your mind?
No.
All right.
I think
two
Vrabel
things.
is a 0.0 chance.
Yeah, because it makes too much sense. Makes too much sense. He'd come in here and clean house and do everything different, and that would be terrible. That would be absolutely terrible.
I think Dave, I love Vrabel. I just think it's 0.0 chance because the Patriots, during his interview with the Saints tomorrow, he's going to be negotiating his contract with the Patriots. Like that's how
He's going to be texting.
Yeah, he's going to be texting. He's going to be texting with his agent, and Mickey Loomis is going to be Mike, eyes up here if they're doing Zoom.
All right. Two things. One, first of all, Thomas, I need you to clip Ralph saying, "I can't believe that came out of my mouth," and then two, let's do the same thing again. Pull the list up again. Let's do the same thing again, but this time we're saying who we think it's going to be, not who we want, who we think it's going to be.
All right.
All right.
I got it.
All
I got it.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Aaron
Glenn.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is number one bullshit.
And for the record, like I won't hate that. Like
I don't like it at all. I think I hate it. I think I hate it. My initial reaction before it even happens is I hate it. And because I feel like if it happens, then I feel like whatever that weird bullshit story that Kevin texted us about how Mickey Loomis wants to keep certain coaches, like I'm afraid that's going to happen. And no, that's why I want Vrabel. I want to clean. I want somebody to come in, clean house. I want a new Peyton. I want somebody who's got the balls to just do whatever the hell he wants to do. I want somebody who I think that person might have to butt heads with Mickey Loomis.
Well, Dave, I agree with you, but like, if Vrabel goes to New England, and this is your list, and I scratch out Vrabel because Vrabel's gonna have a press conference in New England probably Friday. All right, so like, if I scratch him out of this list, who do you want?
I don't know. See, that's the thing is, some of these guys, I don't know at all. I have no idea who the hell Mike Kafka is, or who Anthony Weaver is. So I would have to do research on these guys before that even happened.
I mean,
I really don't know.
Rizzy, don't you? Just admit it.
No, my God, no.
The offensive coordinator for the Giants, that'd be a hard ass sell. Like, I mean,
that's one of them. The offensive coordinator for the Giants,
Kafka. Yeah.
Oh my God! What pass? What? Why?
I mean, Mickey's just playing the hits. Sean Payton used to be offensive coordinator for the Giants. He's just
That's him.
Oh my God!
I mean, he kind of looks like you, Dave. No, you're not feeling it.
What? What? Are you kidding me? That dude looks like a Russian.
He looks like
soldier.
He looks like
I know, he looks
Shrek
like
got-
you.
He looked
Exactly.
like he looks like the princess put the curse
Soldier.
on Shrek, and Shrek is a human. Like,
My God, his eyes are so far apart.
I mean, this dude is. I once owed a guy
Sorry,
money,
that's rude
and he
of me.
looked like that, and he chased me.
Yeah,
around
that looks like Ralph's bookie.
he chased me down Dalrymple.
Well, isn't that
in
your
Baton
bookie, man?
Rouge. Like, oh my God.
That is no Ben Johnson. That's all I'm gonna say.
His eyebrows are thick. I mean,
I think safe to say that would be the opposite of the ideal candidate that Dave had in mind.
I feel like this guy, if it went bad for the Saints, he would start picking fights with the media.
He seems like he's a couple mitzvahs away from some meat sweats.
On the meat sweat.
I don't think New Orleans would be very healthy for this guy.
No, he looks like. somebody
Speaking of
says he
meat, I'm
looks
gonna
like
go
Benny
get some
Hill.
hot. I'm gonna go get some hot gabagool that I got from Martin's one. So earlier.
I got a Hubix pie king cake on the way. I've heard mixed
Ubix
reviews.
pie makes king cake.
They do. My
What?
brother's sending it to me. I got the cream cheese one on the way.
I maintain that Haydel's king cake is number one in the power rankings.
I don't know. I mean, I
do not at me. That power ranking is
I
final.
love
Randazzo is decent.
I love Hubix pies. I had to try it.
What's
All right, hold on. Wait a minute. Whoa. I just got back and I had to listen to this abomination of a conversation. Andrew, have you had Dong Fong? Have we talked about this?
Of course, yes.
And you still have Haydel's above that.
I have Haydel's above Dong Fong. Dong Fong is good. I would rank that above Randazzo's personally. I do remember Don Fong didn't have a baby in it last time you have to put it in, I think, and manually, and my kids were pissed about that.
Like a small
They're all like
baby.
that now, I think.
Yeah, they are. It's like lawsuits and safety.
not
Yeah.
Haydel's, baby.
Not Haydel's. Haydel's is like choke on it.
They're grandfathered in.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. Like, I don't know if people in the chat, if you've had the Hubix pie king cake, give a review. Here's the thing.
Is it a prosciutto kind of night, Dave? Is that what's going on there?
It's gabagool.
So
Hot
one thing
capicola.
we were
Gabagool.
talking about.
Oh, you want to get a quote? Hold on. You want to get a quote? Hold on. Let me get a.
There you go.
The meat sweats.
Like Tony
There you go.
Soprano.
All right.
Dave's gonna look more and more like Kafka in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Kafka. I mean, that dude. I think they better do his first interview needs to be a Zoom because I feel like he can intimidate them into giving him the job out of fear. So
He
we
should fake
thought,
Russian accent.
yeah. So we thought about questions that, like, important football questions that Mickey Loomis and, like, I don't know who else is doing the interviews, Gail or Dennis Usher, like, important questions they should ask.
Yeah.
The Saints, like really serious, hard-hitting football questions that people that come to this podcast are like, they know X's and O's. We're going to ask them serious questions. So I had some, Kevin had some, Andrew had some, Dave didn't submit any. Thomas, put up the list and I'll read them.
I can probably come up with I can come up. I have one right now. I just came up with one.
I thought the first one I had is, do high RAS scores arouse you? That was my first important question.
Mine would obviously be is, what do you look like?
Do you look like Ben Johnson?
Like your coaching service swipe left, swipe right to start.
Yeah.
You're not even.
My first question would be, do you have Ben Johnson's phone number?
Are you Ben Johnson? No?
Are you?
Then get out.
Have you ever apologized to the Falcons? Follow-up question, why the hell would you do that? Can you try on this shirt so we can measure your nipples? Or do we want to go away? We want to go away from nipple as a deciding factor for coach. Do we need to, Dave, do we need to break away from that?
Have you ever made an analogy ever to chopping wood?
Yeah.
In your entire
It's tough
life?
because I feel like we're 50-50 on the nipples. Like Peyton had nipples, he was great. Dennis Allen had nipples, not so great.
True.
So.
The hit rate is 500 on nipples.
Yeah. I'm not sure where I land on it.
Your boy Allen says, what is a metaphor? Great question.
Oh my God, I forgot that. You didn't know what a metaphor.
Yeah, that's an old one.
I forgot that.
What's your stance on guac?
Yeah, if Chipotle were to be out of guac on a given day, how would you react to it?
Yeah.
Are there any magicians in your immediate family?
What are your storage protocols on
flavors
painkillers?
of juicy fruit?
Yeah. If you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself? I don't understand.
If you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself?
Your boy Allen also asks, what's your Cane's order? If you go slaw?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
is that your take that you can't order slaw?
Yeah, you got to go extra toast.
I'm in the minority. I like the slaw. I like the slaw.
Well, you can get the 3-finger combo, and then there's no slaw with that.
No, because when I go, I usually get like 6.
I'm not going to bed. I'm just saying.
Dave, can you mute yourself?
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, oh my God, it's a child's voice from somewhere.
ASMR, man.
Yeah.
But
Hi.
All right, you don't
Hello.
Let's see. Here's a good question from Blake. What date do you start eating king cake? If they're not local, they won't understand that, Blake. But I think Joe Brady, Aaron Glenn, and Rizzy should all have to answer that question. And it's key. Like, when do you start eating king cake? If you eat king cake outside of the window that is allowed, do they get a second interview? Yes or no?
I mean, you're asking a guy whose wife habitually orders king cakes year round, so I know it's wrong, but if it's in my house, I'm not going to scream at her. I'm going to eat some. So.
Your boy Allen, king cake knife in the box? Yes.
That's a great question. That's a solid question.
Knife inside the box for sure.
By the way, Kevin in the chat says that the 3-finger combo sounds like something he would do.
When are we going to get a full love update? Live on the show.
We got a love update.
I'm gonna give you a quick love update, man.
Kevin Jr. on the way.
Yeah, that's the love update.
Nice. So, is there, Andrew? I want you explain your theory that I put in the Discord for people. But I know when I take your really good, thoughtful football thoughts and I put them on Twitter, you get mad that I'm pawning them off as my own. Tell us your. I want you to tell the people what you told me about how a defensive coach, even though everybody clamors for offense and that sort of thing, the defensive coach might be the way to go for the Saints. And you had a really good theory as to why, and I liked it. I almost stole it, but I didn't.
Okay. I mean, I think the flavor of the week is always the offensive guy, the offensive guru. And certainly if you look at this list for the Saints, it's primarily offensive guys. A couple exceptions to that, obviously, are Vrabel, who's a super high-profile guy, and Aaron Glenn, who I think most people right now, if you're an odds maker, you'd say that maybe he's the favorite to get the job, although he also played with the Jets, and the Jets are interested, so maybe he would prefer to go there. I don't know. But my theory on this is that we watch the Saints their defense really not get injured. The injuries really happen on the offensive side of the ball. If you look at how the defense played this year, they were pretty intact by NFL standards. Like, yes, they lost to Debo and Lattimore was hurt and then traded, but like the defensive line was there all season. And the linebackers, like, yeah, they missed Warner for some games, but like Demario Davis was pretty much there all season. And, they had Alontae Taylor and Kool-Aid McKinstry most of the season. I mean,
Chase Young.
Yep. Tyrann Mathieu got knocked out of some games, but like he was there all season. So like, I'm just saying the defense, like I would not say there was an avalanche of injuries. I would say the defense was like par for the course or maybe even a little bit better in terms of how unlucky they were with injuries. And yet they still imploded. And I think the way the defense performed is the real reason why Dennis Allen got fired. Because, like we talked about this. If the defense is terrible, then what are you doing here? So fast forward to now, we go into this offseason, and I feel like there's two ways to play this. You either get an offensive guy who's going to fire Kubiak, he's going to fire the entire offensive staff, John Go, and I don't think we have to keep those guys, but I do like them. I do think John Go, and look, part of the reason I'd be interested in keeping them, besides the fact that I think they're good and I like them, is that I don't really want Rattler and Derek Carr to have to learn a new offense. Like, I would love for there to be some continuity. I would love for them to continue to kind of develop in the same system, which I think is a good system. And if you get a defensive guy, here's my theory. You're going to have to rip it down to the studs. Like, this defense is cooked. Cam Jordan is done. Demario Davis is done. Tyrann Mathieu is done. I think you got to get rid of all three guys. And I think you got to rip it down to the studs, start anew. Hold on, let me finish. And then not only that, but I just think you don't have the money in free agency to get a bunch of veterans and start new with so like you're going to have to go young. You're going to have to go with draft picks, which means you're going to have to coach those guys up. And if you go get an offensive coach like any of the guys on this list, then you're stuck with finding a defensive coordinator and hoping he can coach these young guys up. Whereas I know of Rabel or Aaron Glenn could do that. And so I just feel like it's more stable with an existing staff on offense and bringing in a guy that's hopefully a game changer on defense.
I have had to keep my mouth shut. I cannot believe what you are saying. Did you not listen to Tom Brady during that game? Demario Davis is in prime of his career. He is playing lights out. Cam Jordan, are you kidding me? He's as young as ever. They both those guys looked as young as ever out there. Are you kidding me?
Tom Brady, I'm convinced.
As young as Brady.
He knows more football than all of us have forgotten. He's maybe the greatest quarterback of all time. I can guarantee you, if he thinks Demario Davis and Cam Jordan have a loss of it, he has watched 7 minutes of Saints football this year. Like 7, like not even. Like Demario was pretty good against Tampa. He had the good play where he blew the dude up on the screen, but he also was like missing tackles and hitting wrong gaps. Like Tom Brady, like it was the last game of the year. He had less interest in watching that Saints game than us. And they were paying him to do it.
The way I look at it, it's like there's going to be growing pains, right? If you go with the offensive guy, it's not going to be Ben Johnson. Let's say it's Kellen Moore. I'm just making it up, right? Let's say it's Kellen Moore. Like, how do you think the defense is going to be next year?
Ass.
Like
ass or mega ass.
Do you remember
big boot? What about big
ass
booty
and
mega
mass.
ass?
Do you remember those 7 and 9 seasons with Sean Payton? Because it's going to be way worse than that.
I think it might be. Andrew, listen, Aaron Glenn, his first year with Detroit, he didn't work magic with that defense. That defense was cheeks. So like it may be cheeks anyway, but I see your point of like the thing is with the Saints, you can either rip the defense to the studs or you can cut Derek Carr. Like you do either one. Like ideally, you do one this year, one next year, and go on with your life. But you can't do both. So I kind of agree. I kind of agree with you. But my one thing, Dave, is with the Raiders and New England both having openings. Let's say Vrabel goes to New England.
Of course, you agree with Andrew. You steal his ideas and pawn them off the show.
No, that's right. It's homage. It's not stealing. It's an homage.
You know what would be 100 times worse for me is getting an offensive guy. He does his whole staff on offense. Everyone gets fired, and the offense is completely revamped and changed. And the defensive staff stays. And Joe Wood is your defensive coordinator.
No.
That would be horrible.
It was an okie doke the whole time. Like when we just assumed that when Loomis was talking about, I want you to keep the staff. Like we just assume he's talking about the offense. What he really meant was the defense. Oh my God. I hate you. I hate you, Andrew. But no, I was saying, what is a legitimate scenario in this coaching search so far? And I know, Dave, you said you don't really like Aaron Glenn and all this, but what if these get like, what is the scenario where you're really, really unhappy with who they would pick? What's the scenario that could happen that would maybe be out of Loomis's control, even that you'd be like, I get why you hired him, but I still hate it. Like,
out of Loomis's control, I don't think anything is going to be out. Well, I mean,
like if Aaron Glenn says, you know what, I'm going to Jacksonville. Like,
look, the only thing, what I really want is I really want an outsider. I want somebody to come in here. I want somebody to clean house. I want somebody to try and change the culture. I think we need a little bit of a culture change. And what I don't want.
So Joe Brady would not qualify it, right?
I don't think Joe Brady. I don't know if Aaron Glenn. That's why I don't think either of these guys qualify. And so the opposite of that is, who I don't want is somebody who is going to look. That article, whatever that article was, I'm not going to even. I don't think it was like legitimate. I have no idea who was the author of that. I don't know what website that was. I don't know if it was real or not. But it doesn't matter whether it was real or not, because it could have been satire. Honestly, if it was satire, it would have made more sense. But that's the point of it is still the same, and that's what I'm afraid of is some of not enough change, of just more continuity. A little change. That's not what I want. I don't want a little change. I want a big change. I don't want somebody that's going to come in here that Mickey Loomis is going to, be able to make decisions or keep people that a new coach.
Blake in the chat has a great question for you, Dave.
We know. Just to finish my thought though, like I don't know what kind of coach would want to come into a situation and have to be told that he has to keep somebody. Like that's a red flag and a turnoff as a coaching candidate to me.
Well, Dave,
I think Kevin is correct. Kevin said this. He said that you hire the best guy for the job, and if he decides to keep some assistants because he likes them, great. But like at no point should that be in the calculus. Like, hey, we would rather you take this, or you should keep these guys. Like. I think there are reasons to keep the offensive staff in place for continuity. If you hire a defensive coach and he likes the philosophy and whatever, I think there'd be reasons to keep Kubiak, but like that shouldn't be a mandate. And if he's like, I think there's a viable path where you hire a defensive guy and he's like, no, I want a new offensive coordinator anyway. So
yeah.
By the way, you mentioned Kubiak. Kubiak obviously apparently is not in the running for the coaching search. Is that because I guess he's not interested?
I don't know. He's not on the list. But Dave, I got a great question from the chat for you. But before we get to that, I want to tell everybody, Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup, fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season through the draft. So support the people who support our show. Grab a bottle of Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. All right, Dave. Great question from the chat from Blake. He asked,
Who did your hair?
My wife did my hair, of course.
Yeah. Is that
My
big?
wife.
So here's a question
What?
that Blake asked.
Go ahead.
You are all about looks. You're on Tinder. Swipe left, swipe right for the Saints head coach. So you're about looks.
Oh yeah, right. I'm on Tinder
coach
looking for
Tinder.
the next Saints head coach.
So
That's correct.
5 o'clock shadow the whole bit.
Ninja.
Kliff Kingsbury is a born loser as a head coach, but he blows your
thank
requirements
you.
out the water.
Yeah, but
Would you be pro Kliff Kingsbury?
Suck on this,
He-
bitch.
This is 49ers guy, right?
No, this is Washington.
Cardinals. Cardinals.
Oh,
Washington
Arizona.
Redskins offensive coordinator.
oh, hold on. Let me look at him.
I mean, he's sexy.
Former
Yeah.
Arizona head coach.
Former Saints backup quarterback.
Future head coach of the Saints. For
He's
one
sexy.
season.
Yeah,
For one
I mean,
season.
he does. fit
Would
the
you
bill.
sacrifice
I
one
don't-
season?
Wasn't he on the Saints, Rob?
He was
As a
As
player?
he was came
Yeah.
to camp or whatever. He was a backup
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was ever on the roster.
The Morans.
The Morants is out of control today.
Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, he's too much of a he's the record.
Too much
He's
of a
already got-
loser?
He's already got no. You know why he doesn't fit the bill? Because he's 40. I just googled him, and he's 45. Like, he's older than me. Like, you have to be good looking, yes, but the other part of the equation is
45
you
is
have to be
too
young.
old for a head coach? Jesus, man.
No, for Dave.
Yes, no, for what we're looking
Dave.
for. Like, you have to be good looking, but you also have to be young, and you also have to be unheard of, a little unheard.
You have to be
a
18,
little,
man, right?
Kliff Kings. Everybody knows Kliff Kingsbury, so no, he doesn't qualify. He doesn't qualify.
Thomas, give
And
us a donation.
not the Niners. He was the head coach of the Cardinals, right?
Cardinals. Yeah.
Thomas, what's the donation update? Give us
All
a
right,
donation
so we
update.
were off to a hot start. We reached the donation goal pretty fast, and we are on a 74-week donation streak, by the
Drink
way.
it again. I'll do it again.
But right now we are $70 away from the second drink, and Oppenheimer is still in the lead, trying
Thank you,
to
Oppenheimer.
make it 3 in a row as the MVP
Oh,
winner.
well, come on.
Second place,
Somebody's got to
Huda
outbid
Goffer.
Oppenheimer.
Dude,
tie with Rothermere.
it's a pint of the old smoky
We
Tennessee.
can't let Oppenheimer come in here and be the guy.
And berate
Blake's-
you again.
Yeah, he hates. Yeah, somebody who's gonna stick up for me and donate more money than Oppenheimer. I need a real Tulane fan.
So,
By the way, I need to plug my golf tournament. I need to plug my golf tournament that I'm
Wait, do
hosting.
I need to hit up Morstead again now that their season's over and they're
Yeah, you can text them actually. But yes, February 13th at English Turn. I am running a golf tournament for Tulane for the football team. We're going to have the team out there and the coaches. John Sumrall. We're raising money for their NIL for Fear the Wave Collective. It's all going to go to the football team. It's going to be a good time. If you sign up, you'll have a chance to bid. You can play with John Sumrall. I'm flying Sean King in from Vegas to play. Yep, you'll have a chance to play with
Tulane
him.
legend.
Todd Graff. That's right, Todd. Oh, look at that. Actually, Scorecard sponsor is sold out, so you can't get that anymore. This is great, Thomas. I didn't even know you had this. Thank you. Yes, I started this from the ground up. I did all of this myself with a little help, of course. But I mean, I came up with all of this. I came up with a logo. We're calling it the Fairways for Football
wow.
Classic, and I'm hoping to raise a bunch of money. And if any Tulane fans out there that want to get involved, want to play golf, that want to sponsor, please let me know. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited. I'm proud. I'm proud of this. I'm very proud of this.
You should be. That's enough Tulane talk.
Thank you.
So,
I'm done.
so here's
Damn,
the thing.
Oppenheimer, that was your chance. You should have interrupted him, man. With the donation.
Could have paid up.
Maybe he's not here anymore.
You could have done shut your Tulane mouth. But
Honestly, if we turn this into a Tulane podcast, Oppenheimer might just donate the entire time. Maybe that's what we should do.
so what was your biggest surprise of 2024. Good, bad, serious, not so serious. Dave, what was your biggest surprise for the?
I emailed you as soon as you sent this out and sent
That's
out the rundown. I asked Kevin, I texted the group and I said, Kevin, how many games did Peyton Turner play? And Andrew said all 16 of them. And I said, well, that's a goddamn surprise right there. So you can sign me up for that one. Sign me up for that.
Nice. He's up to he's been in the league 4 years now, and I think he's up to 5 sacks in 4 seasons.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
The Saints, Marcus Davenport, Peyton Turner, Foskey. It's just a parade of horribles that they've drafted. Where you throw in the fact that they let Hendrickson walk, who leads the league in sacks. It's just terrible. By the way, I saw another Saints player, Muhammad, was making plays, and they drafted in 2017 that people forget about.
Al-Qadim Muhammad.
Yeah, he was making plays the other day. I was like, can we get him back? Because he would probably
Belal Muhammad.
He might be a rotational defensive end for the Saints in 2025. Andrew, what was your biggest surprise?
I mean, look, he was a first-round pick, so I wouldn't say it's like a massive surprise, but I was very pleasantly surprised to see Brian Bresee finish the year with 7.5 sacks, lead the team. As a defensive tackle, to get that many, that's a good number. And I would say in a season of shit where we had very little to hang our hat on, very little to like be happy about, to feel like they nailed that pick at least. And that we have a defensive tackle that is developing and is going to only get better and hopefully can become a double-digit sack guy from defensive tackle, which is almost like 15 sacks from the edge. A guy that can pass rush at defensive tackle, like I feel like 7.5 from that position is like double digits for an edge guy. So, he was like a bright spot for me.
The thing about it is, this is one. I miss your grades that you do, Andrew, but I really miss them in this particular instance because PFF and all the analytics people, not analytics people, but the PFF people specifically, they hate Bresee. They freaking hate him. His grade is abysmal.
Yeah, they don't like his run defense, right?
And I would just like a tape person to be able to look at it and be like, is it fixable? What is it? Yeah, it might be terrible, but is it fixable? I would like to know that because to me, like, I look at like run defense for like a defensive lineman as like pass blocking for a running back. Like if you're just willing to learn it and commit to it, you can be decent at it. I remember when you used to do the grades for Gillette, you had times where you would just make jokes. You're like, this is the worst run defense I've ever seen. And then I remember you're like, well, he's gotten to where he's not atrocious. And, so I believe it's possible, but because I don't like PFF, I don't trust them. I don't know who these doing the grades. I don't know. Is it a computer? Is it a toddler? Is it an actual person?
Yeah.
Like, and they don't tell you.
Well, so I would put it to you this way, Ralph. Like, would you rather a guy after 2 years in the league, right? So what I would consider a young developing player. Would you rather him have 7.5 sacks and be really good at pass rushing and have produced at a really high level and have like an aspect of his game that is a hole that he needs to continue to develop and work on? And I don't think it's one of those things where he needs to like commit to it psychologically. A lot of it's technique. He needs to get bigger. He needs to get stronger. Like it's all of it. But like, would you rather him get stronger, get bigger, refine his technique? And oh, by the way, he just farted out 7.5 sacks because he has this unique skill? Or would you rather a guy that's like okay at run and he has 3 sacks? And you know what I mean? Like, which one would you rather? Would you rather the well-rounded guy that's just kind of like whatever? I know what my answer is. So,
yeah, you're right, Dave. I think you guys missed the biggest surprise of the year. I was both shocked and pleasantly surprised that in our hour of need, Miss Gail Benson came through and was like, I'm firing DA. I'm firing DA.
Yeah. That's a good
I'm firing DA.
Sure.
Like,
you're right.
I was like, that I was stunned, and when Fletcher Mackel was the first person to tweet it out Sunday night after they beat Carolina, I was like,
they didn't beat Carolina that day.
Oh, they didn't beat. That's right. Carolina beat them, and I was like, I'm sorry. The Habaneros
coach after a win.
I don't know how that's somehow worse than Ralph mispronouncing a name, but it is.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Ralph can't say anyone's name right.
Here's the thing. Fletcher started tweeting it out, and he was like, "Is rumblings that Gail's going to do this?" And there's kind of rumblings that she's already made up her mind, and even if they had won, and I was like, "There is no way. There's no way. Like Gail's not getting involved. Gail's not telling people what to do." And she clearly did, and I was just stunned. And like, I feel like the biggest surprise is Gail's rep has completely flipped. What have we been saying for like the last like 3 years? Oh, Gail doesn't give a damn about the Saints. All she cares about is the Pelicans because she convinced Tom to buy them, and that's her baby. That's what she cares about. Now it's completely flipped, and Pelican fans are like, we hate her. She sucks. All she cares about is the Saints. She was too busy firing Dennis Allen. The Pelicans are terrible. The biggest surprise
has nothing to do with Zion never playing a goddamn game.
He's playing tonight, I think, though. So that's my biggest surprise of the year.
That's a good
that's a good one. It's an oversight on our part.
I would give an honorable mention to Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. God. I mean, like seriously, he had another touchdown. Yeah, he had another touchdown this past week. How many touchdowns did he end up with?
No, they called it back.
What?
They didn't count it.
I thought he caught another. I thought he ended up catching one though. After that,
not officially.
All right. What? So how many touchdowns did he end up?
I think he had four.
To
finish the year.
Yeah.
In like what? 6 games?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll pull up his. Since Kevin's not here, I'll be the stat boy for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, late season MVP. I think you got to give it to MVS for sure.
I mean,
so MVS finished the year with 17 catches for 385 yards. He had an average of 22.6 per catch.
Wow.
And a long of 71, and he had 4 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah.
Wow. How many games did you say? Sorry.
He played in 8 games.
8 games.
Oh, okay.
Like he's a must keep. Like,
yeah. Oh no, second best receiver. He's right behind Olave. Who's higher than him? But behind Olave.
I mean, it's funny. It's funny that he went to like 3 different teams with elite quarterbacks, and they never could unlock him. And the Saints with Derek Carr and Spencer Rattler unlocked MVS. Thomas
and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Did MVS and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, were they ever on the Chiefs together at the same time?
They might have been. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yep. The Saints.
See, maybe that's the trick. Let's just take all of Kansas City's discard.
So we'll go to Hollywood Brown. I wonder if the cast-offs will work on defense. Just a thought. Thomas, am I getting any closer to drinking another shot of the mango habanero?
Definitely not any closer. We are still $70 away. What's happening, guys?
So, final hotline of the year.
People are taking pity on you tonight, Ralph.
Yeah, Blake asks, does Zion have the same trainer that Davenport and Turner had? Yes. That's clearly true. So the hotline, 7 calls. People were cursing. People were pissed. But most importantly, they were glad that it's over. Not one, but 2 cousins called. The cousin from Boston left his best call yet. Oh, Jesus. And Rattler's family was called. Rattler's family found the hotline. Jesus Christ. This is gonna get weird. Thomas, play the hotline.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Hey guys, it's Troutman Car Hater here. Just here to tell Ralph mainly and everyone that I'm changing my name now to Rattler's 23rd cousin. I'm coming at you, Ralph. Rattler's the dude, and I'm ready to just switch it all over. I've seen enough.
Use the parting thoughts. DA, Derek Carr, Rizzy, the Falcons, Ricky Lemus, everything this season.
And the New Orleans Saints, That's defeat from the jaws of victory from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They allow Mike Evans to get not 5, not 6, not 7, but 9 yards and rub it in their face. This team absolutely sucks. They're an embarrassment to the city of New Orleans. Losers! Losers! Losers!
Hello, boys. It's your cousin from Boston. Well, let me tell you, 2025 was a frickin' terrible season. At least Arona had the fucking balls to fire the coach after a fucking terrible season. Get the fuck out of here, orange juice mayonnaise, you fucking cunt. You condiment citrus motherfucker. Maybe we can get to some better places now with our boys. Maybe your owner down in the Wall should get a little bit of fucking balls of self and fire every fucking buddy in your team. You guys got to be sitting in a wallow of shit right now, knowing that your fucking team is sitting at home planning golf trips in Hawaii and not even going to the fucking Pro Bowl. Meanwhile, your former coach, Sean Payton, he's taking the fucking Broncos and Bo fucking Knicks all the way to the fucking playoffs. Look, this year sucks for both your boys and my boys. Let's just look forward to 2025. Your boys are good. Come on. It's a fucking train wreck. See you, boys.
You ever notice the only time the Bucks win the division is when the rest of the division is hot fucking garbage? Anyway, looking forward to listening to the show during the off season. Also looking forward to watching the new Redskins corner, Marshawn Lattimore, kick the piss out of little bitch Mike Evans. As always, who dat, fellas?
It's a great point. Playoff game. I'm kind of rooting for the Redskins. Like, I want Lattimore to wreck Evans. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, you think Commandos. He's going to play?
I mean, he said I felt just a twinge of like sadness for Redskins fans. They're like, Lattimore says he's close. He's real close.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, man,
I've seen this movie.
I mean, we live that life, my friend.
Oh, he's close? Okay, yeah, like 7 more weeks, he'll be good.
If you want to hear a juicier version of the hotline without censorship, consider becoming a patron. And thank everybody who called during the season. We appreciate you.
Deception!
Oh, wow.
Come on, Ralph, take the stickers off the bottom of your beer glass.
Oh,
we'll go for 28-3 interception, getting us closer to the second goal.
It's one of my.
Was I the only one that heard like noises during the hotline? Like a.
What the censorship? Like there was a lot of
censoring the F word.
Yeah. Would you rather me use the default
Those were
sound?
all F words.
Yeah, there was so many of them.
I thought my Bluetooth headphones connected
Dude,
to my
he's been
son's.
doing that for months. Where have you been?
Yeah.
No, he has not. He'll
Yeah,
do
I
like
have.
beep. He does beeps.
No, I switched it like 2 months ago. I switched it like 2 months ago, man.
Been like that for months.
I have not.
Where you been? Where you been?
Too much meth nog for you.
Dude,
I could go for some meth nog, but I disagree.
Before we get to the mailbag, I want to touch on this. Atlanta, they lost. It wouldn't have mattered because the Bucks won, but the Atlanta lost in hilarious fashion to Bryce Young. But Michael Penix, he alternated between horrific Penix. He alternated between horrible and really good. Are you scared, either of you, that he's going to be like really good and like Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot have like stumbled?
No, I'm scared. I brought this up in our text thing because I was forced to watch the Falcons-Panthers game on Sunday while I was traveling. I was traveling and I was in North Carolina.
Somebody forced you to watch the Falcons game? Then that's torture, man.
Well, it was either watch football or not watch football, and I'm going to choose watch football. It's Sunday, for crying out loud. No, Penix does not worry me, but I brought this up. Bryce Young is worrying me. He's really had a resurgence. He had a great game. And he had a great game against, I think he threw for 3 or 4 and ran for 1 or 2. And he looked really good. Now, honestly, I'll say this.
You know who else looked insane in week 18 against the Falcons defense last year?
Derek Carr?
Yes.
He not as insane as Bryce Young.
Yes. They put up 48. They put up 4.
How many touchdowns did Derek Carr throw for?
Dude,
You're gonna make me look this up, aren't you?
yeah, it was.
Yes, I am.
Kendra Miller looked amazing. Like it was.
Anyway, but you know what else I will say? We're a Saints podcast. Let's talk about the Saints. I thought Spencer Rattler looked incredible in the first half on Sunday. That was ridiculous. I mean, he made some ill-advised throws, but they wound up getting completed and fitting through tight windows. But like he's the anti. Who did we have before who like took forever to make a decision and throw the ball? He's the answer. Like he will just get rid of it and just fucking pray that it's going to end up in the hand of a Saints wide receiver. And like honestly,
interception. ATL's Penix will shrivel up on national TV.
Damn, 30 bucks.
Wow.
Interception.
I was in the pool. I was in the pool.
So Derek Carr in Week 18 last year was 22 of 28, which is a 78.6% completion percentage, an average of 9.4 per average per pass, which is insanely high. That's normally for the season he was 7.1. In that game he was 9.4. 264 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, a passer rating of 145.5.
Okay, good.
That was his best game as a Saint.
Ever. No,
over 2
probably
years.
ever.
So I gotta do another shot of this.
Yep.
So you can switch to the second drink. I mean, that's
here's what I'll say real quick before Ralph takes the shot is I feel like the NFC South is in a perfect situation. And I think the other teams would say this about the Saints and Derek Carr. So like, if Carr's still our quarterback, like we're in the same boat with these other teams. So it's not great. But I feel like Penix, Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, none of the three of them have shown us that they can be like this dominant star quarterback in the NFC South that's going to be good for the next decade. We haven't seen an inkling of that, but they've been just good enough to give hope and potential to the fan base that they've been sold on another year with that guy. And so those teams are not going to trade the farm to go get Cam Ward or get some free agent that's going to like change their fortunes. Like we don't have to worry about Cam Newton being dropped into our division because like these teams are committed to these guys and they're not really that good. Yeah. So
I'm going to do banana because it's 99 proof. And somebody in the chat said it would be fun.
No, I'm sorry. I think you missed the part where you thought that you had a choice in this matter.
Yeah.
No.
Habanero?
Yeah. Yes.
The 99 proof is
boot it up, baby. Fill the boot.
Here we go. It's Phil.
No, that's looking. Wait, hold that up.
No,
yeah, that looks like a half pour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's fill it up.
Look at him trying to get this.
Let's give we know we got him. Money's worth.
We know we got him when he's trying to cheat on this. He's afraid. He's really afraid.
Thomas,
he's scared.
While he's doing this, if you can work on the picture of the Saints hosting that player from Canada whose name is Ralph. If you could pull up that tweet. While Ralph does this, if you can.
All right, here we go.
Which one?
I still don't think it's filled up that much, but I'm going to let you get it.
It's 3/4 full. It's 3/4 full. The habanero is scared.
Weak.
Scared. All right, here we go.
Come on, don't be a bitch, man.
Yeah. Oh, Thomas is calling you out.
Hey, now we know it's a 9.
That looked light.
Oh, where's the bucket?
Sally, I need help.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
You know what? When you bend over like that, your hair looks great.
Ooh, see, that time I did a really poor job because it, like, when I did it, it hit my tongue and it just like it has set my tongue on fire.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right, now show us the pint. How's it looking? How much of a dent have we put in the pint bottle?
Here, we've put that like
all right, keep donating, people.
And what's the rating also?
I think we might be onto something here. This is I've never seen Ralph. This,
I think.
Yeah, it's taken us 72 weeks.
Oh Lord, take a back seat.
Yeah, I think we figured that out.
The mango.
Hold up this liquor bottle. Let me take a picture so I can Google image search and buy more of this stuff.
This is
what is that? Oh, the old smoke. Is that Old Smoky?
It's Old Smoky. This is a home wrecker.
Oh.
This one, it is nasty. It is. It is. I mean,
like I have never seen you. I have never seen you shy away from.
I'm
filling
shied
the
away
room ever
Dude,
before.
because
He's trying to talk us out of it. He's like, I'm gonna do the banana.
I mean,
I'm trying to slyly be like, oh, let's mix it up. I'm gonna do the banana.
Yeah, the banana.
Wow,
it killed me, man. Y'all got me. I mean, it's moonshine.
Who sent this to you? Who that golfer?
Yeah.
Well done.
Who that golfer? Come on, baby, make another donation. Let's get there. Make him do another one.
Hey, what's the rating, Ralph? Give me the rating.
I'm afraid, but I'll do it. I mean, I'm scared, but I'll do it. I'm not, Bill's got to get paid.
$100.
What's the rating, Ralph?
It's a 9. It is.
This is great.
It doesn't taste good, and it doesn't have any like mango flavor at all. I don't think. It's just all heat.
It's all bad.
It's all bad.
So hopefully Thomas can pull this up, but there's a tweet that went out today that the Saints are working out Toronto Argonauts defensive lineman Ralph Holley.
Ugh.
So there is a guy that, and if you could pull up this picture, Thomas, this is amazing.
I have the picture only. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah. So Ralph Holley, that's the guy. That's who the Saints are bringing in to work out. His first name
and he's
is
got
Ralph.
a bum hand.
And somebody on Twitter.
Wait, really?
Somebody on Twitter said it looks like his left hand is getting assistance too.
He's born to be a Saint.
What's his grip strength?
Yeah, it doesn't look very good in this picture.
He had 9 sacks for the Argonauts. Oh, See, mango and habanero and whiskey is not meant by God to be mixed together. The thing is, it doesn't taste worse than the Malort, but it wrecks you. My stomach is like saying no mas. It's like Roberto Duran in the Superdome in 1980. It's like no more. It's like turning. It's like a whirlpool. So,
by the way, this is a callback to way earlier, but when I had asked for a love update, Kevin did provide one in the chat, and I regret ever asking. It was gross. Made me want to throw up a little bit.
What was it?
It was. I have to go back and find it, but it was basically we're in love and we miss each other, and
She sent him she made him another custom hoodie. How many days they're apart?
No.
It's like the opposite.
Wear this for every day we're apart. Wear this.
It's like the opposite of what I'm wearing. Nice. Thomas, before you play Take It to the Top, the Saints Happy Hour viewer questions are brought to you by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. I am wrecked. Thomas, play Take It to the Top.
Roger that.
All right, Thomas, what's first? My stomach is and the thing is, here's the problem. I'm in an atrium. Like, I can't make a rush to the bathroom. Like, my crippled ass.
You're in the jungle.
I'm in the jungle. I'm gonna fall over plants and lights, and my wife is gonna yell at me. If I damage her plants, she might kill me before I even make it to the bathroom.
Sitting next to a plant. He's touching the plant.
How much of a donation would it take for you to puke in one of the plants, Ralph?
How much does it cost to purchase a coffin? So
Yes.
I'm gonna, Thomas. I know you don't want me to, but I'm gonna do this for the people. I'm gonna show the people what we're dealing with.
Man,
here.
you really are in the jungle.
We're just like we got it. We got it both. We got it both ways there too. Like it's everywhere.
Jesus.
It's everywhere.
You're like looking at plants while you're in front. You got plants in front of you, behind you.
Oh yeah, that too.
I feel like I'm in that horror movie, The Ring.
Yeah, I can't turn the camera. I can't turn the.
And you have 2 ring lights on you too. Jesus.
Yeah. I can't turn it.
Center yourself
to a 360.
Center yourself.
But
you turned it enough
good
where
luck
we
with
could see
that.
the plants.
Yeah.
No, center yourself.
All right.
No.
Now you know how it's like to be me, Dave.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. That.
Whoa.
There you go.
Don't touch the wire. Now don't touch
No, you
the
had
wire.
it. No. Yes.
There
No. There you go.
That's good.
That's better. Good enough, I guess.
Good enough.
Jesus H.
So
You're
what's
getting
first
a
up,
peek
Tom?
behind the scenes, guys.
Max, get in here and fix Daddy's camera, please. No, what are you doing?
So what's first up, Thomas?
Before the first question, I have to thank Wendell Cavalier for $15 pitching into the second donation goal. We are less than $100 away from the third goal, by the way. All right, first question.
By the way, I have another surprise to add to the season surprise to add to the list. We've never been sent a cease and desist for using the song by the
Take
punters and the kickers, Morstead and yeah. No, it's been like
Brian
4 years.
Hansen
You
and
mean Morton Anderson?
Brian Hansen.
Yeah, Morton Anderson and Brian Hansen. Did I say Morstead?
You said Morstead. Yeah. You went full Ralph. You never go full Ralph.
Yeah.
By the way, text him. Let me know what he says.
Yeah, I did.
So what were you gonna say, Dave?
That was it. That was my big thing. Like I can't believe we never got a.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe what do they call that?
I'm still not sure I follow.
So what's next? What's up? What's first up, Thomas?
What's next? All
Whatever.
right, first question. Before that,
We're gonna preview that bitch, and I'm gonna be drunk as fuck.
yeah, after the show,
There's no
patron
preview.
only mailbag. All right, first question from Saints Rabbit, the usual suspect.
Are we doing that after?
Yeah. He asks, with QB not an option likely in this draft, which position would excite you the most if we drafted an elite rookie?
Yes.
Offensive line.
Receiver.
A punter.
Defensive.
Stop. We already have a great punter.
The defensive line for the Saints blows. The pass rush blows. I think Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I
I changed my mind.
You don't think if we
defensive
drafted
end.
like Megatron, Prime Megatron? That
I mean,
that
it'd
would
be
excite
fun,
you?
but like, I don't know. Like offensive lineman, that would be another offensive lineman. Ugh. Give me a defensive end, defensive tackle. Something. I don't know. Like, I just feel like the Saints pass rush against Tampa was abysmal.
It was.
So, what's next, Thomas?
Okay, next question. From the current MVP leader, Oppenheimer, a quick one. He asks, you have to cut 2, Ruiz, Cam, Hill, or DeMario?
Ooh, I hate you.
Cam and
I love you, but I
Mario.
hate
Final answer.
Yeah, same. This is not tough at all.
I mean,
why would I cut Ruiz or Taysom Hill?
You wouldn't be worried that the drop off between DeMario and like playing a rookie or whoever at linebacker would be so steep.
I mean, yes, but like I would rather have Zach Bond than Mario Davis right now.
Busty
I would
Bond?
rather make that decision sooner and have kept Zach Bond. He's looking pretty good for the Eagles. So look, they have Pete Werner. They'll be fine at linebacker.
Yeah, I don't like.
They might not be as smart. They might not have the leadership, but like they'll get quicker. They'll get faster.
I would do. I can't cut Taysom. I can't do it. He's an $18 million cap hit, though. They're going to bring.
I think Taysom is a candidate for June 1st.
You can only June 1st
really?
2 people.
Yeah,
you can only June 1st 2 people though. So it's going to be interesting. If the Saints decide to move on from Derek Carr, it becomes really interesting who the second June 1st cut would be. So we'll see. So what's next, Thomas?
All right, and the final question of the show belongs to Saints Rabbit. He asks, should the Saints offer Heine a job as a cheerleader or an advertising rep to better utilize his sexiness that is clearly being wasted on the field?
He could be an amazing cheerleader, I think. I think he'd be like amazing. Like they don't call him the Saints anymore. What do they call him? The cheer crew?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they don't call them the Saints. I guess
Hey Nations.
The Saints cheer squad, I think.
The cheer squad.
Hey Nations.
I don't know. Like, what was wrong with the Saints? Like, I don't know.
Well, it's a little. I mean, right now the Saints dance team or whatever they're called, it's like half men, half. I guess it's mostly women, but there's a lot of guys in it.
Why can't
I know. I agree. But
I don't know.
I guess Sensation has a little bit of a feminine feel to it. I don't know.
I feel like Jake Haener is going to be, when we do a bracket in like 10 years, we do another bracket of the Saints' worst quarterback. I feel like he's going to be a top 5 seed, even though he only played a half.
What if we did a bracket of sexiest quarterbacks?
Number 1 seed, lock.
Number 1?
Final four. Him, Ken Stabler, and Billy Kilmer. Final answer. So, was that the final question, Thomas?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we gotta. This is going to be the grossest part of the show. Now we gotta recap.
Not for Andrew though.
Not for Andrew, but for everybody else. We got to recap game predictions. So put that up, Thomas. Let's get this over. This is gross.
Roger that. So first game prediction from last week. So Dave hit the Bucks score and got 4 points for that. Spencer Rattler got a pretty good game.
-2. I had the lowest. Oh, really?
Yeah,
I wasn't planning on getting the lowest.
2.3 Kevin Austin Jr., unfortunately. 3.4 Cam Jordan. That's 0 points for Kevin. And let's look at who's the winner of the season predictions. Who do you guys think is going to win?
Andrew.
We already. Who's going to be last? We already know who's going to be first. The king is Andre Jude for the first time ever. And I had to choose the loser because both Kevin and Rolf had 19 points, but my reasoning was Ralph was better last week, so that's why Kevin is the loser.
Tiebreaker. Wow.
God, my ears are
really it's Andrew, me, and then the rest of these 2 idiots.
It's funny, Dave, because I feel like between the predictions, you see 1, 2, UDFA Suns. It's usually me that wins. Occasionally, it's you. It's never Ralph. It's never Kevin. Have you noticed this trend? How it's a 2-horse race every time?
I am correct,
Dave. Were you?
It's a very astute point. It's a very astute point.
You couldn't watch the game, Dave. But I was a little nervous.
I rewatched it though.
Darren Holker was catching passes. Were you nervous that he was going to get in the end zone?
Did you just say Darren? I think he just said Darren Holken. I didn't hear him properly, but
the tight end with the long.
No, I did.
Hair. Were you?
He did.
Scared?
I did see that he was getting targeted a lot, specifically on that one drive. No, actually, it was great rewatching it because even though I knew the Saints lost, and even though I kind of saw the big plays and I knew the general feel of the game, I didn't really remember the final score. So when I was rewatching it last night, and the Bucks were on that last drive, I'm like, oh, are they going to score this? I didn't remember whether they won like 19-16 or whether they won or whether they won or like 20-16 or whether they won 27-16 16 or whatever it ended up being. So I was like, oh, did they score this touchdown? I was worried they were going to like kneel it and just run the clock out and kick a field goal and not give the Saints a chance. But they just kept getting all kinds of chunk yardage and they wound up just scoring. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to win the, maybe I'm going to catch up to Andrew.
Yeah, but you forgot one thing. You know
I didn't.
The sun never sets on the Jewish Empire.
Yeah, the evil empire.
Oh, yeah.
Last year it was.
The sun never sets on the
Held.
Empire.
What?
Did Kevin win this competition last year?
Yeah, two years in a row he won. 2 years in a row.
Didn't he win 1 year when he wasn't watching games too? That was embarrassing.
Yeah, well, he went from first to worst. So
So that's it for the season. I would say this. I got to get better in the UDFA competition. I've been really picking some stinker players. Although Millard Fillmore, I saw he was in the game and he was active Sunday. And for a second, I thought he had the interception, but then it was Howden. And I was disappointed. So, guys, is there, as we end the show, is there anything that you look back at? Because Andrew, you also predicted the record of 5-12. And we talked about biggest surprises, but if you injected the Saints with truth serum, and you said, who's the biggest disappointment player for the Saints? If you ask like DA, if he's drunk on some beach somewhere, or Mickey Loomis, who would you say was the biggest disappointment for the Saints, a player this year?
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, it's hard to call like the injured guys disappointments. I mean, if I were gonna pick on a injured player, I would pick on Lattimore, because it's just like him having a lingering hammy is like the most Lattimore thing ever. So if I was gonna pick on an injured player, it would be him. But I think that's kind of like, if a guy gets hurt, a guy gets hurt. So it's more like I'm tempted to say Juwan Johnson.
Ooh, that's a good one. Get him off.
I mean, he just continues to kind of suck.
Yeah.
And like every game he has this catch and he makes a play after the catch. And you're like, man, this guy could be a stud in this league. And then he disappears for long stretches, or he just drops the easiest ball. Like, he's a frustrating player.
For me, it's Chase Young, in that the only good thing he did all year was do just enough to probably get a contract where the Saints will get a 3rd-round comp pick in 2026, because some team's going to pay him like 3 years, $27 million on potential. But like, he ended up being not even as good as he was with Washington and San Francisco and all that. And I don't want to hear about pressures and almost sacks. Like, he didn't even deliver the 7-sack season that I was hoping was his floor. And I was completely wrong about him. And I think him being not even what he was really hurt the defense. He's my choice. He was super frustrating. Or Alontae Taylor, who just went into the toilet.
Your boy Allen has a sneaky pick in A.T. Perry. I mean, I think we were all hoping he would develop into a nice little receiver, and it's not a bad call.
But on the flip side, your boy Allen, if you want to flip that to a positive, A.T. Perry tore up the Falcons last year and ended up getting cut. So that's a great sign that Bryce Young is a fraud, and him tearing up the Falcons on Sunday meant nothing.
I was tempted to say Spencer Rattler.
Oh.
Just that's my biggest disappointment.
Spencer that's not fair. He was incredible for his first half, second half splits are horrific.
Yeah.
Fredo says the entire QB room is a disappointment.
Rum.
Owen.
Rum.
So
Red Rum.
So Thomas, recap everybody that donated on the show.
All right, thanks everyone. We reached the 74th week straight of donation streaks. Thanks to Sean Lanier, to B. Gray, to Wendell Cavalier, to Run Amok, to Who That Gopher, and to the MVP for the third straight week in a row. The one and only, the Tulane hater, who is Oppenheimer! Congratulations, Oppenheimer.
Thank you, Oppenheimer. Dave
from Germany.
Oppenheimer, I guess.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a mailbag. My tongue is tingling and it feels bigger. Can you go to Walgreens? Can you go to Walgreens and buy an EpiPen?
You sure that's your tongue?
But I got that one, Thomas.
Oh damn, Dave, nice.
So our random saint of the week this week, it's my turn again. Kevin Haverdink.
Oh,
the only thing I remember about him is
number 74.
He had a back as sturdy as my left hand. That's all I remember about him.
Often injured.
So, thanks to everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the show and we made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/saintshappyhour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps. Makes the show that much better. And don't forget to follow us on social media, wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to Dave, to Andrew, Kevin hanging out in the chat, Thomas, the best producer on earth in Poland, running the show, and everybody else in the chat. Thanks for joining us. We love you guys. It hit me so hard. Anyway, until next time, the bar is closed.